Hello everyone, it's Spurs Radio 96 here, and welcome to the 5th episode of the FIFA 18 Zenit St Petersburg career mode. We begin today's episode in the Russian Premier League at the Rostov Stadium, where we will be facing FC Rostov. If you haven't checked out the last episode, I suggest you do so. Just to give you a little hint there, we had an okay episode. Bit of inconsistency creeping in, and we introduced a secondary team for the first time in the career mode. Check it out. See what you think. As you can see there by the league table, we are top of the league still with 16 points, same points also as Lokomotiv Moscow, but of course we have 2 games in hand over them. FC Rostov a 10th with 9 points. Also, we've got to keep an eye out for FC Krasnodar. They've played the same amount of games as us, and they're also only 3 points behind, so it's good. We need to keep an eye on them. Player to watch, of course, Alexander Kokorin, number 9, the goal-scoring machine at the moment. He's got 6 goals, the best in the Russian Premier League, and I'm sure he's eager to add more goals to the charts to extend his advantage over his rivals in that particular chart thingy. Yeah, whatever. FC Rostov, for those who don't know much about them, they won the Russian Cup in 2014, I believe, which guaranteed them entry to the Europa League. And they played very well. I think they got to the quarter-finals or around the 16, I think, of the Europa League, where they played against Manchester United. They actually got a 1-1 draw, I think, at Old Trafford, which is no mean feat, particularly for a club of that size, of Rostov. That must be almost like winning the Europa League. We saw briefly the team. The team there. We briefly we introduced the first team because I wasn't happy with the secondary team's performance in the previous episode, so we brought them in there. And as you can see there, Rostov off to a charging start already on the 3rd minute, causing our keeper Lunev to make a very good save. Actually, great reactions there from Lunev, hoping he can get the first clean sheet for Zenit St Petersburg at their home stadium. We come to the 14th minute. Shatov gets the ball and is running past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players and strikes and goes in off the post. And Zenit St Petersburg have taken the lead against FC Rostov just past 15 minutes. It's Shatov once again. He's starting to prove a bit of a force on the left wing position, particularly in the last episode where he played very well in the dying minutes really, against the reigning champion Spartak Moscow, and he's at it again with his pace, and he managed to score there just off the post, and luckily it went in, and I'm very, very happy that we've taken the lead just after 15 minutes, and Oleg Shatov scores his 2nd goal in the Russian League, and all the goals in fact have come here at the Rostov Stadium, so that's very good. And we lead 1-0 against FC Rostov just past 16 minutes. We have a corner in the 32nd minute. Kuzev takes the corner. Shatov or someone trying to take it, and then something's gone wrong. It's a penalty. A penalty has been given to one of the players, and my best guess is that handball was used yet again. I think it was handball in the last penalty. I think, there was a handball situation in the last game where Spartak Moscow actually got the advantage. This time we have a chance to convert from the penalty spot. Alex, so as you can see, they're running up to take the penalty. Obviously, I chose, why not give Kokorin a chance? He's doing very well at the moment. Why not give him a chance to get another goal to add to his collection? And we've got Alexander Kokorin, 77 rated on penalties. He should be reasonably good. We put a lot of power. Is it going to go in? Oh, it's at the crossbar. And Alexander Kokorin has failed to score from the penalty spot. So our first penalty of the season. And, we've missed it, really, but that's not the best start. We're still trying to go forward, but it proves to no avail. Coming to the 42nd minute from a throw-in to Druzy, then towards Shatov, and then in towards Kokorin. Brilliant goal for Alexander Kokorin. He has certainly has redeemed himself after the penalty miss. Good pass from Shatov into Kokorin. Kokorin absolutely rifles it on his right foot. Lovely dipping shot there. The keeper had no chance out the box and had to contend with one of the Rostov defenders being in his way, but he managed to cope the pressure. And Alexander Kokorin has certainly redeemed himself in front of the fans. He failed to convert from the penalty spot, but he's converted outside of the box. His 7th goal in the Russian Premier League, and it is now coming up towards half-time. 44th minute played, and it's Zenit St Petersburg 2, FC Rostov 0, and that is half-time. just what we need, a 2-goal cushion over a tough opposition, FC Rostov. I mean, to be fair, we dominated the game, really, the first half, in particular, so far. Their keeper, of Rostov's keeper, playing really well. He made a lot of saves. There was so many highlights to fit in. I didn't want to make the episode too long. I'm sure you can understand that. But at half time, it is Zenit St Petersburg 2, FC Rostov 0. And around the grounds, FC Rostov lead Dinamo Moscow by 2-1. We come on to the second half, the 48th minute. Kokorin has another chance, and Abeyev, that's his name, makes another good save. Shatov gets the ball, tries to cross in towards Kuzev, and fires it wide. Kuzev knows that could be his first opportunity to get a goal here on their home ground, and he drags it wide. To be fair, it was a long shot to have a header, to do a header like that, but at least he tried. We come on to the 56th minute. Druzin towards Kokorin. Kokorin has another strike, and Abeyev has another good save, and he's the one that is preventing us scoring more goals, really. We are creating chances, but the keeper's making a decent save. Some of them have been straight at the keeper. I don't want to be too nitpicky, but there we go. That's how it goes. We have a corner. Regani has a chance, and Abeyev with another save. I mean, we've been a bit, I don't know what to say, but yeah, we have another chance because it's Kuzev, and Abeyev makes another good save. Well, he's furious with his defence as to how they're not clearing the ball. They're just pretty much leaving it to Abeyev all the time, and that was a really good save, that one. I mean, what was the saying in the lead up to that? Maybe we've been a little bit too pedestrian with our with the final ball. We've been a bit too easy with the strike, simply at the keeper. But Kokorin has another chance, and that's another good save from Abeyev. On the run there, Kokorin, and he took another strike, and there we go. That is the full-time whistle. The keeper of FC Rostov, Abeyev, will surely get the headlines. He made a bucket load of saves to prevent FC Rostov from being embarrassed, really. But yeah, I'll take it. The positive thing is that it was a good performance throughout the game. We were creating chances. It's just a shame we didn't put them away. But Rostov have a good keeper, and I'm sure he will be invaluable to their chances of maybe getting to the top 6. But full time, it is Zenit St Petersburg 2, FC Rostov 0. We're going to have a look around the ground of FC Krasnodar, and they won 4-2 in the end against Dinamo Moscow. That sounds like a fun, exciting game. We're on to transfer deadline day and all that. Victor Fezulin, a midfielder hardly used, he was been sold to Anzi Makalela for £500,000, and the Borders gave me £350,000. How nice of them to our budget. And as you may not know of the last episode, our secondary team, in terms of strikers, played very poorly in the second episode. So much so, I thought, I think we might have to bring in a reinforcement. And that's exactly what I did. I signed a striker, not the best striker. We hardly had any money left. The amount of money the club spent, there was literally no money left. But I managed to get some money out of him. This is who I signed: Ahmed Hassan from SC Braga for £6.5 million. Zablotov went to SC Braga in the player swap deal as well. And just to make so, hopefully he'll bring a little bit better quality in terms of attack. And player of the month for August is Zenit St Petersburg's Shatov, and rightly so. He's been picking up his form in the last 2 home games against Spartak Moscow and FC Rostov. Well done to him. And we come on to the final game of our episode. We will be away against Dinamo Moscow, a really promoted club. I actually read up about Dinamo Moscow, and the relegation they suffered was their first ever in the club's history. So they may be a promoted team, but my goodness me, they are one of the strongest and most famous clubs in Russia. They actually honed the talent of one of the greatest goalkeepers in the world, the Russians, Yed Yashin, one of the greatest goalkeepers ever. No questions about that, by watching interviews of former players who played against them on YouTube and all that. But you can see there we were top of the league with 19 points. I don't know who was second, I didn't see it quick enough, but we are the top scoring side in the league with 20 goals, 3 more than Lokomotiv Moscow and 4 more than FC Krasnodar, so that's pretty good. The starting 11, exactly the same. As Dinamo Moscow were doing very well. I think they were in the top 6 at one point. They had a good start to the season, languishing in the top 3, top 4 spots, and they've been struggling recently. They've had languishing towards 6th or 7th. But either way, good start, especially from a promoted club. And we have a chance here on the 27th minute, and Cochrane has a chance, and Sean In has made a save. So that's the first blow, and that's the half-time. Yeah, that was the only highlight of the first half. Very disappointing performance, particularly from the first team. I was quite surprised actually that Dinamo Moscow held us very well. It was a midfield battle. It was just passing backwards and forwards, interceptions of either team, going one way or going the other. It was almost like a tennis game, one way and the other. No chances, mind you, we created. That was the only big chance, was 0-0 at half time. And then Cochrane has a chance in the second half on the 55th minute with a header. I think it was a cross from Druzy or Rigoni. And it was a cross from, I think it was Druzy, and Cochrane ever so close, and that could have proved crucial there. We could have taken the lead, and we're disappointed with that one. We started stepping up a gear, again on the 65th minute. Cochrane turns, hits a player, and then hits another defender, goes out. Brilliant defending from Dinamo Moscow, and Cochrane with another chance with an acrobatic left kick. But it proves to be no avail. We're coming to 88 minutes played, and they've given it away into a Samba Sao. Panincheko with a strike, and hits Hasaj, our defender. And Dinamo Moscow have a corner coming up to the 90th minute. They make a substitution as well. Here we go. The last chance maybe for Dinamo Moscow to take a chance, and Samba Sao drags the ball wide. He's been one of the players of the game, really. Samba Sao of Dinamo Moscow, he's played really well in the second half. Dinamo Moscow really stepped it up a gear after we had a chance in after that chance in the 65th minute. They really believed then that they could actually go on and win the game. We're coming to the 90th minute. Cochrane now does a lovely through ball towards Rigoni, and Rigoni can maybe win it. And Sean In with the save, and the defender clears it. That could have been the chance to maybe get 3 points at Dinamo Moscow, but it wasn't to prove to be. Full time, and a bit of history has been made for Zenit St Petersburg in the career mode. This is the first time that we have drawn a blank in the Russian Premier League. Dinamo Moscow should be hugely proud. They may be promoted, but my goodness, they are a good team. They defended very well in the first half and most of the second half. They tried to create chances toward the end as they grew in confidence, but for the first time, and we weren't clinical on our day when we had the chances, but for the first time, we do not score in the career mode. It is Dinamo Moscow 0, Zenit St Petersburg 0. Let's take a look at the Russian Premier League table. That obviously has taken a hit. Second draw away from home for 2 games running now, I think. Looking at the league table, we are still in first with 6 wins and a draw, no defeats, 20 goals scored, 4 conceded, 20 points. But FC Krasnodar, as I said, we've got to look out for them. They are second, just 1 point behind us now, with 19 points. Lokomotiv Moscow are third with 16 points, same points as Spartak Moscow. Dynamo CSKA Moscow are fifth with 14 points. Dinamo Moscow, like I said, having a good season. They're 6th with 12 points. Rubik Kazan are 7th with 11 points. Then from 8th to 11th with 10 points, we've got FC Ural, Tosno, Rostov, and Anzi Makalela. FC UFA are 12th with 8 points. Akhmat Grozny are 13th with 7 points. Arsenal Tulis 14th with 6 points. And Agankar Perm still can't win with 3 points, and SK Khabarovsky still can't win either. They're last with 2 points. Worst goal difference, defence in the league. 19 goals conceded. Absolutely awful there. Not good at all, that's for sure. And also, Lokomotiv Moscow have equally the best defence in the league, conceding just 4 goals, the same as ours. We're going to take a look into the preview in the next episode. I've decided to speed things up in the career mode now, since we're now past October, now into September. We'll be doing 3 games in an episode, and one an episode will be, you got to watch it, that's for sure. We will begin our Europa League campaign at home against the Norwegian champions Rosenborg BK. That will be a game I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to, myself included, when I do it and edit it and put it up. So yeah, it's going to be a tough goal though. The Norwegian champions, that'll be a great game, I'm sure, for the home supporters. When we return to Russian Premier League action, we'll be up against a struggling team, Anzi Makalela. But the big one, we will be facing CSKA Moscow, the 12-time winners of the Russian Cup, the Rossiyski Kubok, in our home ground, the Krastovsky Stadium, for the round of 16, the first round of the Russian Cup. So that's going to be a great episode. I'm looking forward to bringing it to you, as I'm sure you're looking forward to watching it. We'll see you next time for the next episode of the Zenit St Petersburg Career Mode. Take care.